Welcome back, guys. This is going to be week one, day one, minus 1 hour, because we got to get all the tools. Stay tuned. We're going to give you a property update and get the guys started. Hey guys, remember to subscribe so you can follow our next number of weeks and then some getting this house built. Garage is done, although we do have to get that ready for Lynn and I to live in. So we're in a hotel maybe a week, maybe 10 days at the most. And Lynn's down collecting the tools because we're not quite ready to go yet. We will meet the guys on site. Lynn's brother has been using the crew. 4 have decided to stay back and get started. I think they were a little worried that we were going to move on to a different crew. But we will have 4 guys right off the bat, which is nice because we can get the electric in, get that pole in, because there's not much we can do without the pole being in. And people have asked why we didn't put the pole in last year. It's customary here to make sure that that electric is secure, and the only way we can do that is to also be working on the front fence and have somebody in attendance at the same time. Because we were going to be away for 6 months, that was a non-starter for the electric company. So there we go. We won't have a pole quite that tall, but it'd be nice to cut it off and use it, considering it's abandoned. Oh, hey Ken, you've got Filipino going in your head. But that's how it is, guys. Okay, now the other question is on our house that we have received over the last 6 months. So I'm going to do a kind of a recap before we get the day started. Why 60 square meters on the house? Why so small? For me, minimalist. It's still got 2 bedrooms, but the patio section on this is, let's see now, it's 20 square meters on the west facing ocean side. And then there's 20 square meters on the northeast corner that's also covered. And so that gives us ample shade for, evening or morning. And, honestly, Lynn's even said she doesn't even know if she wants the galley kitchen in there because she would rather do most of the cooking outside. And you know what? That's traditional here. Keep the heat outside. Don't bring it inside. Right? You don't want to trap that heat on the inside. So what else can we tell you? We haven't seen the property yet. That will be in a few minutes. So we're not sure if we've got any erosion on the preloading of the soil, which won't matter too much, guys, because we're only looking for the bulk of it in the middle. The guys are going to have to dig down and toss a fair amount of soil into the middle because they've got to get the footings in. And also, in all of this, we are raising the house probably 18 inches, maybe a bit more, off the land, which will make it just a little bit higher than the garage. And so that's been kind of our goal, is to have the house slightly elevated. There can be these torrential downpours here, although there is no basements. And as long as you can be above a certain level, you're not going to get it coming into your house. Although, again, news reports and stuff, they often go to a house that just suddenly filled full of water, but then you find out it's a foot below the river level, and the only thing held it back was the little dike. Okay, so that's our recap, and in a few minutes here, we're going to be on the property. So stay tuned for that, guys, and don't forget to subscribe so you can follow all these events. Yay! Going to be doing them daily, okay? We'll slide some local stuff in as well, and we will have to get to Cebu 2. Cebu 2. Yeah, Cebu 2 also. Okay, we're going to rename this week to week 0, day 1, because we're only going to get 2 days. What you heard a few minutes ago, that day didn't happen. So anyway, we've got a crew of 2. We will have a crew of 4 on Monday, so we will start that officially then. But right now, the key is the electricians have started to put in the poles. Yay! And at the cost of copper, we're going to put 2 more poles in here. Much to my chagrin, we're going to do this. But the cost was almost, see, that's how tall the pole was. The fellow last year told me it was only going to be about 2 or 3 feet above this fence, which the kid next door often is on top of that fence saying hi and all that stuff. So I was concerned about the safety side. So anyway, the guys are going to put in the electrical. Apparently that will happen all today. And the sand and gravel, etc., is all been ordered. And what else can I say here? Lynn is off to get snacks. Oh yeah, another reason why we didn't start yesterday was not only was Apollo busy, but this thing, air conditioner, packed it in. So there we go. You know what? Sometimes things are just meant to be in the order that they're in. Okay, we'll give you a short update as the day ends here. Last year, that was our first concrete pour. A property pin. Now over here, we've got the guys ready to put the electrical poles in. And I have no idea why they put climbing arms on them anymore. That's just dangerous, right? Anyway, everybody has their way. These guys use GI sheet. That's smart. Pour the concrete in there and Bob's your uncle. And look at how quickly that cocoa tree dissipated. Last year we cut it off. There are those poles there. And there it is. By next year that'll all be completely rotted out. Cool. And you can see the property. Look how quickly all that stuff has grown along the fence. We've got a fellow that's going to come in and clear that maybe over the weekend. Wow, we got the Filipino Hercules here.
No, Samson. The Filipino Samson.
It's just galvanized. I thought it was steel.
Yeah.
And I went over to pick it up to see how heavy it was, and it was like 2 pounds. Now, the cantilever effect, it's like the Three Stooges, right? Louie, Curly Moe, and whatever the other fellow's name is.
Masig maigo ang kuan ha, wire. Dili ra.
Ay,
wire.
Got to get it down further.
To lower, yeah.
Or go the other way.
Yeah.
Other side. I got to stop this now, guys. This is like scary. Okay, the electrical is done. Interestingly, they just did a cheat. Everybody's got a cheat. And just used GI sheet, wrapped it around, pole went in, pole's welded to the base. Then after that's done, we'll chip away some of that blowout along the base. And because we got to get our pillar in there. And then the guys are hard at it. They've got these other holes ready to go. And these are for smaller pillars. The 2 big ones there are going to be the anchors for the big, big gate. And then we will have a regular door going in between these 2 holes here. So the guys are busy doing the small trench. Now here, guys, what we're doing is we're just going to do a free pour right in the soil for the tie beam, because then we will be going up similar to our neighbor's fence, just a couple of layers. And then we will put in a fence, but not like that. Lynn doesn't like those fences. I agree with her. Those are nothing but ladders. Why do you put a big fence in and then supply them a ladder? Anyway, it'll be similar, or not similar, but ours will be verticals instead of horizontals. And there's the property. The guys are off to put some sand and gravel that we had delivered. The power people overshot on how much they needed. Big time. Anyway, no big deal. We could use it on Monday. Okay, so we will be back to two master carpenters. Um, Lynn, what do they call a master carpenter? Masoon?
Yeah.
Aha, a masoon is a master carpenter, and we will have two and two helpers. So today we've had the two helpers. If you're liking our content, you want to follow this house build, please subscribe. It would be much appreciated.